morning, wherever you may be in the world. It's Adrena Thomas coming at you with a quick video from Alternative Life Solutions and Adrena's Haven 916. I was just watching a video on Big Herc, and I just wanted to piggyback on what he was talking about as far as how to deal with a bully. Now, I'm 49 years old, so when I was growing up, I grew up in the Bay Area in Oakland, California, in the deep East Oakland, California, on 84th Avenue in Hillside, across the street from Castlemont Swimming Pool. And at 14 years old, we moved over to my great-grandmother's house, which my mom inherited. That was on 75th and Rudsdale. So as far as getting into fights and being involved in a bunch of drama, that wasn't me. I didn't do a whole lot of fighting. I didn't have a whole lot of bullies for a long time. It was just me at the house. Now, my mom, I love my mother. She did the best she could at the time with what she had. And she loved family. She loved the idea of being married and having a mom, a dad, and the kid. So with that being said, she had multiple marriages and plenty of boyfriends in between. And I'm not saying that to downgrade her or anything like that. I love my mother. And like I said again, she did the best she could at the time with what she had. As a result, and I want to speak from a cognitive perspective, as a result of growing up in the household with just myself, before my sister came along and after my brother left, I grew up in a household that there were different men coming in and out of the home, and it wasn't always peaceful. It was a very volatile, abusive situation. So I watched my mom, and first, let me make the disclaimer, I have her full permission to share my story. She knows I share my story. Everybody got a story, and I have a platform, and therefore I'm sharing my story because it can help someone, in hopes that it can help at least one person, because I know I can't possibly be the only person that has experienced this as a child growing up in the 70s. You already know. So it was lots of abuse, and my mom fought a lot. She fought men, and that's what I experienced. I experienced her fighting men, and I'm not talking about windmilling and love taps. I'm talking about beat down, drag out. Police was a regular occurrence at our house. I watched her get stoned. That made me very fearful. That made me fearful of getting into altercations, getting into being in violent situations, or putting myself in situations where a fight might break out. So when we talk about fight or flight, I was that flight. Fast forward to today, I have children of my own. And I had always said, I'm never going to have a man in my house over my kids, because I do not want them to have to experience what I experienced growing up, because you never really know a person until you live with them, and then you get married to them, and all of a sudden things starts to change. So I stay very clear of that. So prior to the relationship that I'm in now, I was in a 25-year marriage, which me and my ex, we are the best of friends, and all is well. There was no knockdown, drag out, beat downs in that relationship. And the relationship that I'm in now, I absolutely adore. My fiance, my 11-year-old, you all hear me refer to her sometimes. Her name is Sade, and she has bullies. And my older daughter, she's about 23 years old. She experienced being bullied, and it was a result of ignorance. Ignorant kids portraying and acting out what they learned at home. So let me drive this point back home. Bullies learn that behavior from home. It's something going on at their home or in their house or in their environment that they are experiencing, and then they go to school or they go with their friends and they act it out. So my oldest daughter, she was bullied, and she was called names such as Harriet Tubman because she was dark skinned, and to the point where she didn't even want to go to school. She did not want to go to school. I had to go to the school. So now I'm an advocate for kids that are experiencing being bullied. I do not play with that. The school knows me. Yes, I am on the board at the school. I try to stay active at the school. I try to make my presence known at the school. And this is for parents. If you have children and they are in school and they are black, you have to show up. Don't just drop them off and do it moving. Let the teacher see you. Find out who the vice principal is, who the principal is, who the secretary is, who the parents advocates are. Find out who those people are and make your presence be known. So I do not condone bullying in any way, shape, form, or fashion. So I let my daughter know, she's 11 years old, if someone is putting their hands on you, if someone is disrespecting you with words, I don't care who it is. If it's the yard duty teacher, the lunchroom lady, another kid on the playground, because yes, she has been called racial slurs. And what they teach the kids at the school is if another kid is doing something that is unacceptable, to put this sign up and say, stop, it's not okay. It's not okay.